I've been away from YouTube for a few months. In fact, I've been away for 5 months, and in this video, I kind of explain why. So if you've been following me before, or if you're entirely new here, you will know that this channel is all about finding your own personal style and how to make more conscious choices in your shopping habits. And I started this channel as a way to express myself and kind of discuss my learnings along the way. And if you've been here for a while, you will know that a lot of my videos have focused on just that. It's been about shopping intentionally, more mindfully, and really just focusing on shopping less. But here's where it gets tricky, because if I'm being completely honest, I don't always live up to that myself. And with that said, I would never want to portray myself as someone that I'm not, or play a role as someone else online and turn myself into this fantasy being that I'm just not. I want to be as open as possible with you, and if there's anything I've learned about YouTube, it's that it really can be the most welcoming and inspiring place to build a community, and so that is really what I want to focus on. And I don't feel like I can focus on doing that if I'm not being 100% honest and 100% myself. So somewhere along the way of starting to create content for this channel, I had a lot of ideas. I wanted to talk about a lot of different topics. As humans, we are more nuanced than just having one question or topic that is close to our hearts. But I also put a lot of pressure on myself to deliver things in a perfect way, and I wanted to really advocate for being conscious and shopping less, and it became this core focus that I felt like if I didn't fully commit or live up to that, then who was I to speak about it, you know? I think, as with all things in life, if we do struggle with things, whether it be shopping or something else, of course we're gonna have times where we don't perform well, or we don't live up to our own expectations, or we want to do better by ourselves, and I think that that's just part of being human. So with all this said, now that I do come back to YouTube, I want to come back fully as myself, not someone who never gets tempted to shop, or someone who never makes impulse purchases, because God knows I do, and I don't have everything figured out, but I figure we can do that together. In this video, I wanted to do a little bit of a heart-to-heart with you guys and really share what has been going through my mind recently about basically where I'm at with shopping right now. Online shopping has become a little bit too easy for me, but also what intentional shopping does look like for me right now in the place where I'm mentally at. But before we dive in, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Louise, and I talk about fashion and developing your sense of personal style. You can also follow me on TikTok or Instagram at Louise Wears. I also do think that it becomes tricky when you're talking about a topic in which you want to grow or evolve. It's kind of like if I were to post a fitness journey or me practicing a new skill, I would still want to be able to create videos about that before I had fully learned the skill, or before I had grown these huge muscles that I wanted to grow. So, it's all a journey, and I think even if it's not completely straightforward, it's very interesting to see parts of that. So here's the truth. I still definitely shop more than I need to. And saying this in 2026 is maybe not the most uplifting truth, but it is the truth. And I just wanted to confess essentially that I still get excited by new pieces of clothing. I still watch runway shows. I still consume a lot of Vogue podcasts, the magazine. I read blogs, I want to say, but it's not really blogs. It's more like Substacks and newsletters. And whenever I do read those, obviously, yes, it does inspire me as to how to dress with the pieces I own, but I also find myself convincing myself that, my closet would be much better if I just got this piece or that piece. So I still really do have the tendency of thinking about pieces that my closet is missing. Sometimes those gaps can be real. Like, for instance, we're going to a wedding this summer, and I know that there's going to be a lot of gravel, and I don't really have a pair of shoes with a thick heel to be able to walk on gravel. And so that's a need for the occasion, but it's not a need traditionally. I'm gonna be able to live my life without this block heel shoe. Yeah, basically, I just want to say that I can still see something in a store and convince myself as to why I need to buy it. And I think that applies to a lot of us. And I think it's just filtering through those thoughts and really taking some time to reflect as to why I feel this way and do I really need it. So what I've done is basically what I always do is I put it on a list and I think about, okay, how does this fit into my life? How am I going to wear it? Am I going to wear it again? So really, as to not end up with a lot of items that I just buy for one occasion in particular. Because that is not a place that I want to be. My next struggle that I'm having right now is that online shopping has always been my biggest weakness, but there is a city center, there are shops, there are places where you can find clothes and shoes and bags. It's just not the most exciting stores. Personally, this is a personal opinion. I feel like living here, my options do feel limited, and in this day and age, online shopping is just so frictionless and practical. It's just become way too easy to buy things online. I also have a bad tendency to, which has gotten better since I started reading more books, but I do have a tendency to scroll late night on my phone and essentially look at clothes, which, is my interest in life. I love looking at outfits. I love to gather inspiration, but it's also a fine line as to when it actually turns into shopping, adding things to my cart and ordering things and having parcels always on the way. So yeah, that is another thing that I'm struggling with right now. For me, something that has helped has been to not have my phone next to my bed. I try to, the last thing I do before I fall asleep is to read a book rather than to scroll my phone. And if you are struggling with the same thing, I can really recommend, because half of the time I feel like I have ordered things that have just been because I wouldn't have bought it if I weren't doom scrolling. So intentional shopping will look different for different people, but this is what it looks like for me right now. It's more so about noticing my own patterns and trying to change my behavior, being mindful about what I'm buying, and really questioning things that, why did I buy it? Also returning things if I don't 100% love them. I used to buy a lot of stuff that I felt were oh yeah, it's good, I like it, and then I just never wore it. Now I need to feel 1,000% like I can't stop wearing this item in order for me to keep it. But yeah, so I would say that intentional shopping for me is not about some perfect milestone or never shopping again. It's just about becoming more aware. So if you want to be part of this journey and kind of learn together and see how we can evolve, I will be sharing with you some tips and tricks along the way. Let me know if you ever have had this kind of struggle, if you ever buy things that you really probably don't need, if you find yourself finding a reason to buy things. And also I would love to know what your biggest shopping weakness is. For me, as I said, it's online shopping, may be something completely different to you. With those words said, I'm gonna just leave it there. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video and that you don't feel that I've completely changed as a person, because I definitely haven't. I'm still the same Louise as the one who started this channel, just a little bit more honest and true to myself. And if you're into fashion, outfit ideas, personal style, how to style things in your closet, some trend reports, then definitely stick around. I would love for you to join my community. And also just please let me know if there is something that you would like me to discuss in terms of shopping. That would be really interesting as well. So with those words, I hope you do have the most wonderful week ahead, and I will see you again next time. Bye!